Yeah, we're going to do Children of the Nile here then. So let's launch it and get into it. And maybe sometime later we'll do a series on Force of Nature as well, as that is a fun game. It reminds me of a game that I really enjoy, that I wish I could play on here, but again, the friggin' Intel card messing with things, called Haven and Hearth. That is a really good game, developed by a couple of chaps out of Sweden. It's a bit like Eco, actually, but if you, yeah, you know, that $40 game that's in early access. It's a bit like Eco, except it was developed over the course of, like, over a decade by a couple of guys in Sweden and is now in 3D, and I love it. But we're not going to play that because of my friggin' Intel graphics card. And instead we're going to play Children of the Nile. So, a couple of things maybe have been updated since I last played this. We've used some more of our villagers. We still have a vagrant. We have some more graduates, which is good. And I don't think we were importing fine limestone at the time. Maybe we were, I don't recall. But we are now. And as you can see, this small pyramid is getting underway. And my necropolis over here is also coming along. Let's see. Do I have any statues that are currently needing to be worked on? Yeah, because I was importing for small statues. Oh, yeah. And I took some extra taxes from people. Not truly extra taxes, because... Looks though like we are going to begin getting some of our statues in place here, which is really, really good. I am pleased with this development. I'm not exactly sure how much I had updated in the past week. It looks like a lot of the smaller projects I'd been working on are beginning to come along, which is good. Small Sphinx statues are coming along. I am pleased by this turn of events. It is Arquette, the time for the upgrading of
Your
things.
prestige is rising.
Including my prestige, apparently. So people are unhappy with their health care. I don't blame them. Well, let's do something about that then, shall we? It is Arquette, the time of the flood, so perfect time to get some people doing some things for me. Okay. So let's build a priest's hut. Actually, I did want to build an Agiopolis here, a holy city, or holy village, I guess. So let's go ahead and do that, shall we? With some of our fresh new graduates. Moderate worship complaints, moderate healthcare complaints. Oh man, someone's unhappy. These farmers are very, very discontented with their situation here. Okay. So let us fix this sad situation. Let's get a bricklayer. Let's also get a couple of brick makers around here too. Well, looks like we already have one. No sense not getting another though. That can never hurt. Let's get a priest apartment and some shrines going. It is Perrette, but that shouldn't play too heavily into what we're doing here. Ooh, and let's get some shrines here. Right, Anubis and Ptah, I think. are the ones we're going to want most. Anubis, because apparently people are dying and this is causing serious problems. A noob is you. Okay, we'll get Osiris, because of... We'll get Ptah, because he's the local deity. And, Poppy. Alright. Good. Wonderful. Shall we continue building here? Yeah. Great. We have 2 brickyards here. Huh. We don't need 2. Do we also have... Yeah, we've got a bricklayer's home here already. Well, we could probably use both of them, so I'll leave them both for now. Alright. And on top of that, we also want an apothecary facing out that way. And a mortuary. There we go. That should help some of the problems we're having here. I am very, very sorry for these guys. Okay, yeah. Healthcare needs have really not been met. I sincerely apologize for that. Alright, well, we've got the bricks, and we have the workmen to make sure that that doesn't happen again. Alright. Speaking of worship complaints, are there any in our little necropolis here? There's some, but that's to be expected. Tabs on that and just make sure it doesn't get worse. Okay, deepy, 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 deep. Okay, we'll bury royals in that new one. And people are unhappy. As you walk the streets, you might sometimes encounter certain groups of people expressing gloomy opinions about the city's future direction. It's not a popular sentiment, but it could be worth noticing. Oh, believe me, I have taken notice. Noblemen are unhappy, so are commanders. Why are we unhappy? Oh, for the same reason most people in that area of the world are unhappy. See, where are the unhappy sods at? So there's some there who are unhappy. Anyone else? No, I think it is mainly that house here that's protesting. Well, never fear. We're getting this under control. Don't worry. Have faith. Let not your hearts be troubled. Have faith in God. Also have faith. Have faith in the gods. Have faith also in your god, King the Pharaoh. Yeah. For what it's worth. Even gods, at least these sorts of gods, bleed. Okay, so half over Shemu and Thorbeck. Definitely don't run into him very often. Him, her, it. It. Very definitely it. Okay, uh-oh. The commander is unhappy. And things are getting worse. Oh, that's not good. Well, we have a priest here, so hopefully he can help with things. Meanwhile, I'll have you tend to the gods. Okay. All fields are counted, an extreme flood is predicted. Good thing I didn't build anything on the floodplains. except those things which can be built there. Which can and should be built there. Oh, I can build even more farms now? Holy crap. Let's do it. Okay, and our Kent will be coming soon. And with it, tons of food with which I can pay my workers. And maybe go out on some more expeditions even, which would be really, really nice, don't you know? So what are you complaining about? He needs a hospital. We do have an apothecary after all, so you could use that too. I think worship complaints are beginning to go down. I mean, I think healthcare complaints are beginning to go down. But maybe I'm wrong. Just in case, I will build another priest's apartment here because 2 is better than 1, always. Who are people wanting to worship lately? They're wanting to worship, Ra. Well, we've got one there. I don't know what the problem is. Probably I didn't build it in a timely fashion. Strangely, our worship complaints are at an all-time low, but our healthcare is the real problem at the moment. That is very, very interesting. Oops. Ew, no. What did I do there? My heavens, what the devil? It occurs to me that this would look a whole lot better if it had paving underneath of it, don't you think? A happy Shamu! It's hot, it's dry, it's harvest time, and Hapi will soon bring the waters of Arket. On the first moonrise of Shemu, Pharaoh will release the 4 birds and sacrifice the grain. And you know what that means. It's party time! Of course, our people will want to express their joy in Hathor's temples at this time too. They would be less content with other temples. Seems like things are going pretty well at the moment, though. Who's unhappy with their funerary arrangements? We do have a mortuary. Okay. How are we doing here, then? We're doing... okay. How is that pyramid coming along, by the way? It's always a relief to see the Nile rise, but this year's waters just wouldn't quit. People are alarmed and want to petition Hapi. You don't see the water levels rise this high very often, but they aren't unprecedented. Okay. The waters were too high this year. Well, whatever. I myself am not bothered by such a thing. Now, are people over the fact that I tried to collect taxes from them, that they failed to pay to me on account of my lazy scribes? Are they over that yet? Let's look here. Let's look at... Yeah, they're over it. Because everyone would get dissatisfied if If people were still thinking about that. Okay. Let's look around here. I've got the papyrus. I don't have the bricks for a basalt. Well, except that I'm already... Oh wait, that produces large basalt statues. Ooh. I'll pass for now. Instead, let's bring another trader into the city, shall we?
Pharaoh's spirit has crossed to Osiris.
Goody. And he occupies... Where'd he go? Is he gone yet? Royal family only should mean he should occupy that tomb if that pyramid is not ready yet. Which it is not. Those lazy sons of dogs. Alright. So that small pyramid is in the works. Why are people unhappy about their leisure problems?
Your prestige is falling.
What? What do you mean my prestige is falling? Oh great, bubonic plague. Excuse me. And another merchant has come into town. Always fun. Alright. I'll put the merchant center right over there so that people can get whatever they'd like. Let's see. And let's try and get our prestige up. So apparently it can fall. I didn't know it could do that before. Now I do. That makes me very unhappy. So let's get some stele up. So that we can regain our lost prestige. There we go. Small stele there. Expedition to the Upper Nile. Now, I suppose we probably shouldn't boost things too quickly, but... That is a statue, I believe, of Amun. That is a guard post. I guess it's a better idea to build these small statues earlier in your city's development, but it's easier said than done, it seems to me anyway. A lesser Thoth statue might not be bad. So you kind of just gotta take whatever you can get. That's my opinion on the issue. Let's see if I can build another stele anywhere nearby. Say next to our courthouse. Worship complaints are at an all-time low. Ever since we had worship complaints, I'm very happy about that. And it looks like healthcare concerns are going down too. Most of them are over here. Although there is a general problem with healthcare around here. But it's not bad. Things are going okay.
Most of my friends seem pretty happy lately, if you care.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad people are happy. Alright. It is planting season. everyone's mostly happy, so I'm not going to offer any holidays right now. I could hold off on taxes. I could make some people happy. Let's see. I thought it was quarrying these already. Well, let's do that then. And also trade with those guys as well. I'll let my scribes count up the harvest, and that way we can replenish our granaries. Okay. Sounds like a plan. What do you mean you couldn't arrange for my funeral? Of course you could. You did, didn't you? You did bury the pharaoh, didn't you? Ptolemy III ascends to the throne at age 9, and Pharaoh died this past year, so he should be buried soon, I would think. These horse statues are taking a while, though, aren't they? Scribe laid down his pen for the last time. I think I do need more brick-making facilities after harvest. We've got limestoning here. 57 limestone, holy buckets. Well, that's better than a shot in the head, I must say. Well, once harvest is over and we are in Akhet again, I'm gonna get some more brick makers going. Yep, people are peopling and working and... Okay, sweet. And we will get stele sooner rather than later, hopefully. Hey, there's a new world site revealed. We should check that. Get those brick makers up though, and then we can talk about mercy. And then we can talk about exploring them, rather. Let's see. Rich in granite and offers steles and small steles. Alright, do it. Whatever it takes. We're gonna get... Some waterborne what are you talking about? We have plenty of... Okay, fine. I'll build another barge landing. What are you talking about? Oh, for pity's sakes. These incompetent people. They'll probably call me incompetent. But they say that they can't be bothered to wait around with loads for their pharaoh. Something stinks to me of gross incompetency, and it's not me. Certainly not. Okay, well, there is another barge landing there. That's on the floodplain. We're not going to build it there. That's on the floodplain. There we go. Okay. So, steles. There we go. Sweet. So hopefully we won't lose all of our... But, yeah, 20 bricks are being brought, and it will be built, hopefully sooner rather than later. And Magara is coming in and bringing in some turquoise jewelry. Wonderful. Okay, excellent, excellent. This is going well. I am pleased with the way things are going. After that small spat that people had earlier, I think my prestige will rise and we'll get back to business as usual. Good. Yes. So, let's take some shots of this place. Let's just have a look at everything. Ah, look at all the little different statues in our shrine city over here, and look at just how beautiful these buildings are. Yes. Not the finest camera work in the world, I admit, but we let's have a look at them statues down there. Oh, yes. This game is absolutely beautiful. They have made their subject matter look very, very good. Much better than Pharaoh, to be perfectly honest with you. That's a cargo barge. Well, cool tits that. I don't know what that means. Is Pharaoh finally buried or what, dude? So Pharaoh died, yes, but come on, we did bury him, right? Unfortunately, while that might be the case, it looks like we're having significant worship complaints. Oh dear. Come on. Don't do that. How is that pyramid coming? We just need one more block of fine limestone and then we'll be fine. Pharaoh Ptolemy, you are at 10 today. You are entering your prime. Yes, of course we are, because of course everybody knows teenagers rule things with justice and equity and all that. Of course they do. There's never a question of that, was there? I know I had a temple there it is, yeah. Has never been open. Why not? It should be. There's no reason for it not to be. About the closest thing I can think of to a reason is simply that there's no one living over there. Well, let's change that state of affairs, shall we? People are mostly happy. Looks like this commander has had his problems redressed, which is good. While it is still Arquette, let's get one more entertainer here just in case. Another servant as well. Whoop. Easy does it. Yes, looks like he's very unhappy with his situation. I don't know why. I don't. He's got a fine army of 15 gentlemen to command. And he really is doing pretty well for a state knife. These shrines, I think, are very easy to change. Let's put Isis instead of Bast. Bast is not bad, but seriously, what is the problem? Bury him already. Well, once we boost our prestige a bit. I mean, it's already going up. It's up by 7. from where it was previously. Man, there's just universal complaints about
Your prestige is rising.
There we go. That's better. That's what I like to hear. And it seems to have been helped by the fact that Pharaoh's death has not been so problematic, which is good. Planting time again. So, actually, let's look here. This area is filled with a lot of really useless... Well, they're not useless, but they do tend to foul up civil planning. So I think we'd better do something about that, don't you? So I'm going to make a public park out of it, somehow. No, that's boring. There we go. Something like that. Let's see. Something like this. And then, maybe... Yeah. Sort of a motif like that. That's not bad looking. I don't think, anyway. That looks kind of cool. Pop-tarts. We'll put a little thing like that in there, and then let's put some other things in. You know, if there is anywhere to use the hedges, this would be the area, I think. Okay, yep, looks good to me. Almost. I do need to clear that friggin' villager hovel out of the way, though. Get lost. Go somewhere else. This is a public garden. You will not take it away from me. Let's see. You will see how civilization actually improves things, and then you will want to become a member of our civilized society. You know you want to become one of Pharaoh's minions. Oh, poor simple villager. Worship me! Yeah, right. Looks pretty good so far. I like this. This is... It's very rarely I've actually bothered to design something just for the hell of designing it. Maybe you might have gathered from the way I play other games. Let's see, a fancy palm tree here. Looks like the healthcare complaints are sorting themselves out. Good. I'll place some doom palms here, which are good for, like, dates. And they're good for food as well. I'll put one over these pomegranate bushes. This vibrant bush, whatever that means. I'll put 4 of those in the corners here. Let's see, a tall palm tree as opposed to a plain palm tree? What's the difference? I don't know. reflecting pool right by the Nile? Oh yeah, that's decadent. Let's not do that. Let's do that. Yeah. That looks kind of nice. I like it. Very nice. Oh, that's very nice. I'm happy with that. You see, little hut dwellers, this is why you should become part of civilization. You can get nice stuff like bushes and best figurines. This is why people become civilized. Join with me, and I will make your face the greatest in Korodai. Or at least Egypt. That looks nice. And now watch me forget about it ever existing. Because I can do that too. Okay. So there's villagers down there. We might get there sometime. Man, there's a lot of hippos over here. It's a pity we don't hunt these things, because you know what? I'm sure they'd be tasty. But for some reason, Impressions thought it would be a bad idea to hunt them for food, I guess. Excuse me. I guess they wanted Egypt to be the ultimate vegan paradise or something.
Your prestige is rising.
I must certainly say you are a noteworthy leader. Your prestige is high. Good, good. And it'll be even higher once we get this pyramid finished. Which it looks like it almost is done, which is good. We'll bury the next pharaoh in it. Excellent, I am very pleased. Well then, the thing we want to end up doing then, in the fine, is building this. I'm just showing this for scale, just what exactly we're getting ourselves into. So it's obviously got to go somewhere out here. Because obviously there's no way it's going to work elsewhere. How's our propaganda? Looks like we've got some stelea. At least judging by that, I haven't seen them around.
Your prestige is rising.
Again? How much? 11. Wow. Wonderful. Excellent. Well, he has his tomb now. Sweet. Okay. I am happy about that. Let's build one more, because that last one took forever to make. So, yeah. I'll build a couple of more there, and then we'll get on with the Great Pyramid, I think. Just a couple of more, because that Great Pyramid's going to take forever to build. Awesome. But that does, of course, mean our prestige is going to fall pretty quickly as well. But that's alright. Let's build some other statues, a lesser Toph, a reclining ram. They sound like yoga positions almost. Oh, how silly of me. How could we build this park without any statuary, whatever? Oh, you know what that means. We should probably build our gardener out here, too. Although, it's probably not necessary. I will build a bricklayer, though, here. And a brickyard just somewhere. behind the bush there, I think. Yeah. Just so we can build some statuary. A greater Sphinx statue. Seems appropriate. Much better than out in the desert, at least given the amount of water it has in it. These lesser guardian sphinxes look comical in comparison. I mean, just look at that thing. Doesn't it look silly? It looks like a chibi. Okay, sweet. Well, that'll swallow the next 1,000 bricks that we ever get. Totally worth it. Pharaoh's Botanical Garden. Absolutely worth the cost in bricks. I believe it's absolutely worth the cost in bricks. Yep, people are going to be talking about that for millennia. Okay, so the only things you're going to have are this temple over here and this hospital. That's all I want from you. I probably should build this thing too, which is basically just a larger version of the small thing over there, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to build a normal-sized temple to one of the more major gods, I think is wise. Things are balancing out, though. Alright. Things are going pretty well. I'm fairly happy with the way things are going at the moment. We've got plenty of priests doing all their things. Making sure that hospital is open. Yep. I think things are shaping up real well at the moment. People are getting malaria. That's not good. Our prestige is gonna rise again. We are an extraordinary leader. Oh, watch that change. That's gonna change very soon. If we don't bury someone. I'm not saying we should try to, but what can I say? People want their bodies, you know? When's he gonna die already? He's only 10. He's 10 after all. He should be dead soon, shouldn't he? Again, the abnormally low death ages are just, like, absolutely hilarious to me. But again, I can't complain because this is a beautiful game. There we go. I'll give this tomb over to a noble family if they want it. I'm sure there's got to be some nobles that aren't picky, and I'll let anyone be buried there. I'm sure nobles absolutely want that one. Because there's no such thing as class jealousy. It's not like rich people ever get jealous of each other. Lord knows that they're the kindest of souls in all of humanity. Isn't that right, Karl Marx? I'm sure he thinks that. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway. let's look for some of the stelae that I had placed earlier, because I did place some in...
Your prestige is rising.
You are a truly memorable leader, and your growing prestige demonstrates the appeal of a career in your government to increasing numbers of educated workers. Glad to hear it. I hope there's not a cap like 100 or something. That would be unfortunate. That would kind of render the Great Pyramid useless, I would think. Okay. Got a stele there. That looks nice. Looks... okay. It's not really out of place, because you can place these things anywhere, after all. Oh, Sphinx statue by the shore. Looks just gorgeous. I think I placed one around here somewhere. Yes. Between these two nobles' houses, I guess. The glory of Men Nefer is known throughout Lebanon. Wonderful. Oh wait, that's not a note, that's a... yeah. Ah, taxes were good this time around. Good, good. Probably other stelae around here, but I'm not going to bother with that at the moment. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have put some other ones around there too. Some other stelae and all that. You know? Don't you think? That would have been fine. Wow.
Women who work at home have been smiling a lot lately. They seem genuinely happy.
Instead, we're gonna waste all these bricks on... Flood is very rich. My tax collectors missed some people. I'm just a little irritated by that. Wouldn't you be? Huh? Alright. Well, the only proper way to redress that issue is, of course, to get another scribe going, I guess. Not in the floodplain. Not in the floodplain. There we go. And we'll just let him do everything. Okay. Looks good. Build a couple of more small pyramids, and we'll be good to go as far as tombs are concerned. At least in my mind, as far as tombs are concerned. Ah, Pharaoh Ptolemy III, you are entering your prime. I thought he was entering his prime when he was 9. What is this geekery? Looks like all of my shore-guarding Sphinx statues have leveled themselves out. Looks like my priests are doing their jobs. They're reducing worship complaints very well. This is good. This is very good. What do you mean it's not dedicated? Of course it is, but... What do you mean it needs an overseer? Well, fine. Where are my overseers and what are they doing? Great Pyramid construction and limestone. Wonderful. Okay. Don't oversee nearest site. All construction. Actually, yeah. Yeah, switch that
Your
around.
prestige is rising.
Great! Okay, perfect. We have 103 prestige. Okay, good. Our prestige is Suarez. So we'll bury all of our pharaohs here from this time henceforth. Sweet. Excellent. I am glad that there is no cap, at least no cap here on my prestige. This is going to be great. All these statues are going to go up and it's going to look beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. Absolutely wonderful. I'll remove that path there temporarily, just so that I can build a striding pharaoh statue in the absolute worst position possible, so that I don't worry about such things. Great! This park is going to be great. Well, it's already great. We've got a greater sphinx here. That's something I haven't had before. Actually, let's look at it from a bird's eye point of view. So you go through these temples here. Past the crude villager's hut. Are greeted by a doom palm, which you can gather to eat from while you tour the rest of the park, and see the guardian sphinx, who will protect you on the rest of your journeys here. You then come to the central plaza, which will, eventually, have a glorious pharaoh statue.
There is a lot to be said for a life of luxury, even if you only make it possible for others.
I've heard that before.
I don't know what that means. Anyway, they'll get to building a statue. Hey, look on the bright side, you get to have a life of luxury in this beautiful park with these pomegranates, and then you can go off to one of these branches here. Let's continue the tour. You can go off one of these branches here, which has a reflecting... This one has a reflecting pool, and we'll have yet another sphinx, and ends at these flax fields, if you would like to walk through the flax. Or you can...
I'm so tired. I hope I don't have to sweep the place out when I get home.
Seems to be just what you're doing, so no worries there. You can go around and see our lesser guardian sphinxes, bird planter, and the villagers, who I guess take care of the pomegranate trees. Look around at the gardens, have some more dates while
Well,
you're
I'm
at it.
glad we don't get invited to feasts. I couldn't think of enough clever things to say.
Yes, just roam around and watch the villagers who take care of civilization for us. Who's building what? He's building... What are you building, friend? Maybe that. Well, we'll have to wait for some small statues to come in, I guess. Or you could come and take a look at them.
I can't complain. Nobody would listen anyway.
You can come and gather some more dates, or maybe some henna, and just watch the flood come in at Shamu. Actually, you know, that actually looks kind of good, don't you think? Yeah, with the trees bordering the side, and the flood hasn't come in yet, but the river just lined with reeds and ugly plants, and the natives are over there just kind of not giving a crap. Good for them. Actually, let's see if we can get some good shots of our dock area too while we're at it. That looks kind of nice. So does that. Okay, sweet. Well, as far as shots are concerned, I'm happy. Shamu will ensure that we get plenty of harvest in. Can I build any more? Some fields missed. I am really unimpressed with these scribes. They are not trying their hardest. I mean, I'd expect that of Israelite scribes. They didn't even believe in the resurrection, even though there's absolutely no reason not to believe in that. But these guys are Egyptian scribes.
Your prestige is rising.
You should know better. Okay. Everything's getting taken care of. Our prestige is through the roof. We are an outstanding leader with lots of prestige. We are building public works left and right. No, I really don't think that this could get any better. This is great. This is fantastic. Why is that greater horse statue so much... Why is it producing so much less prestige in comparison to even the small Sphinx? I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's a fine statue after all. Is it me, or did that stele actually get more prestige? Sweet, bro. Sweet. Oh yes, and then there's this. The glory of men affairs known throughout Sinai. Okay, sweet. And we finally do have a Temple of Osiris, which has never been open, but will be eventually. Excellent. I'm happy with how this playthrough has gone. It's gone really well. Inundation met people's expectations. We've got shit tons of food anyway, so it's not like we have to worry about this anytime soon. What I might do, though... it's Haket, so... let's get some more laborers out, I think. I think that's the wise thing to do. Let's get 8 of them. Since we've got so much food, we can continue working on public works. I see no reason not to. And once those 2 pyramids are finished there, we will move on to the main objective. Is there anything we could be doing that we aren't? We could build a great sphinx. Maybe we should. Can we set up a drop-off point for that limestone? Any side latches to no. Looks like it's not useful to that end. If that's the case, where can I put this? On the granary, not there. Government facilities exchange. It appears there's not really a place to put things like that. At least nothing I can see here. Nothing... I could simply be overlooking something very important. Okay. Well, I'm gonna get a gardener, just for the hell of it. Okay. Well, I think I'm pleased with that. Old Town is sitting quietly over here. My, how we have grown. This is so much more than it was when we first began. When we first began on this, it was so humble. Who is that? Someone sent me a message and I haven't a clue who they are. Not over Restream or YouTube or Twitch, but over Messenger, you know, Facebook Messenger. I'm like, that's weird. Okay. Well then, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to close up here, but I think probably not a terrible idea to close up soon. This definitely has been a very enjoyable playthrough. At least for me, it's been enjoyable. Don't make a brick maker there. They are a crude and barbarous lot. Our nobles will not enjoy that very much. And Lord knows, if we want taxes from them, we have to keep them happy. Let's clear all that paving there. Well, it's not really paving so much as a groove in the ground. So we'll fill it in with grass, and somehow that seems needlessly complicated. Never mind, though. Okay. Scribes, are you doing your thing? Not very efficiently, it seems to me. I am not pleased with your efforts. You should be doing everything in your power. What are our worship problems now? Couldn't worship Ptah. They probably still want that cult temple, which will require a large statuary, which I really don't want. We've got plenty. What do you mean it's never been opened? We have a priest here. Is he not doing his job? Because we can take care of that. Actually, I have no idea how to take care of that, but he should be doing his work. We pay him good money, or, well, bread. message and see who that is. And then I think we'll close up momentarily. Ah, I see. Another useless git trying to sponge money off of me. The social security check. That's always an encouraging thing to see. Yeah. I've wanted to do some other things other than just games, like, I don't know, singing, because I do some of that. I am in a choir, after all. Maybe I could sing some of the things that we do, or have done. Or, maybe I could, I'm not as good as Jim Florentine or some of these other people who goon scammers or that, but, I can hold my own against, telemarketers and telephone scammers. If anyone would like to see that, please let me know. I'd love to do something like that. I don't only game, and if anyone would like to see me in a different context talk about religion or apologetics or anything else, I'd be happy to. I will say one thing though, just talking about, I find that, just talking about religion with atheists, like, about God and all that, it doesn't accomplish very much. It's not particularly fruitful. Because they reject God because of theodicy, which is not completely unreasonable, but it's really the only argument that they have. Because God is evil? I mean, no. That's not what they'd say. Because evil exists in the world, God cannot be good. You know, it's basic textbook what Thomas Aquinas had. If something be infinitely anything, it should destroy anything that is the opposite of it. But there is evil in the world, therefore God cannot be good, or he cannot exist. Or he can't be perfectly good. That's the argument that atheism makes in a nutshell. Now, Aquinas refutes that, or at least he provides a counter-argument. I don't exactly recall what it is, but I think it is something to the effect of God can draw good even out of evil. But, that's just my musing on it. I think that's what he says, though. But I'd much rather talk with atheists about what they care about. Because atheism is not properly a religion. What is a religion for atheists is whatever is important to them. Because in one sense, God really is, at least in one sense, whatever you make the most important thing in your life. If the most important thing in your life is money, no matter how many times you go to church, no matter how often you pray, if your life revolves around money, that will be reflected, and that will shown to be more important. Hey, wait, there's a yacht here. It's not exactly Cleopatra barging her way down the Nile, but, it's something like it. These pillars look silly to me, don't they to you? But I'd rather talk with atheists about what they think is important. Because I'm sure of this. I'm sure that they are fixated on something that really is divine. They think...
Tired. I hope I don't have to sweep the place out when I get home.
My suspicion is that many atheists think that God is one particular thing, usually a thing on which they fixated or which they wish they could hope to aspire to. And maybe, just maybe, the commonalities that we have in that one or maybe a few things that we both agree are good and holy and divine, at least insofar as an atheist can believe in those things, is something divine and is something in which we can both find something worth loving. Being able to do that with an atheist, I think that would be more productive in the long run. It seems to me. That's just my suspicion. I could very easily be wrong, but... I mean, because I'm sure there are just some atheists who just want to do nothing but hate religion, but I don't think that's most or all atheists. Not by a long shot. I certainly hope not, anyway. Because I want to believe that people essentially want to be good. They may not actually be good, but they want to be good.
Going into government work is the best decision I ever made.
I definitely believe in original sin, but that does not mean that I believe people don't want to be good. Okay, well, I think I've spoken my piece. So let's end with a look at our latest pyramid projects, and hopefully we will have these up next time, or at least one of these up, and then we'll begin on the final project, the Great Pyramid. So with that, actually, nah, we'll end with a view over the palatial estate. The two temples, which have never been opened for no good reason. No, okay, no. I'm gonna get fixated on that. No. Instead, let's focus on our absolutely gorgeous park here. Yes. Just do a spin around of that and enjoy it. Hey, we got a pharaoh statue up too. Which is drawing 2 prestige, which is unusual for one of these lesser statues, at least in my experience. Looks good. Well, thank you very much for joining me. I hope my musings have been enjoyable to you, as well as my city building. This has been Badger Lord Patrick, and I hope you will join me next time. Have a good evening, love. And, peace to you, God love you, and a good night.